You ever get one of those phone calls where the second you pick up, you just, no, something's wrong. That was me Wednesday afternoon, knee-deep in contracts when my phone lit up with my sister's name. And the moment I heard her voice, tight, shaky, I knew. They fired me, she said, barely getting the words out. That new manager, Linda, she fired me. Now hold up. Let me back up a sec. My sister isn't someone you just fire. She's got spinal muscular atrophy, yeah? But she also has 2 master's degrees, a sharper mind than most executives I've ever met. And, oh yeah, she owns the company. Our parents built this accessibility-focused software firm from nothing, and when they passed, she inherited it. But she didn't want to be some ivory tower CEO. Nope. She had this plan, spend a year working in different departments undercover using her middle name just to see how things really ran. Only the board knew who she was. She said, I need to know how this company breathes before I try to lead it. That's just who she is. So here she is, crying in the parking lot because some hotshot new manager decided she was a disruption. Said she took too many breaks, made too many special requests, which, by the way, were things like a desk she could roll her wheelchair under and time to take meds without being penalized. Basic human decency. Linda didn't just fire her. She did it in front of the whole dev team. Then had her escorted out by security, like she was dangerous or something. I was already halfway to my car, ready to raise hell. But my sister stopped me. I don't want a scene, she said. If she's doing this to me, she's doing it to others. We don't need revenge. We need change. So we gotta work. I'm a corporate attorney, so I handled the legal side, combing through policy manuals, documenting labor violations. She tackled the internal stuff, built a secure portal for anonymous testimonies, reached out to former employees. And what we found? Honestly, it made me sick. Linda had a pattern. Deaf employee ignored their request for transcripts, then reprimanded them for missing info. Pregnant woman. Moved to a job that required standing all day, then wrote her up when she had to sit. A brilliant guy with ADHD. Put on a performance plan for wanting to wear headphones. And HR. They knew. They did nothing. Then came the twist. Turns out one of the executives, a guy named Rick, had been quietly praising Linda in meetings for cleaning house and streamlining productivity. He was using her to cut what he saw as dead weight, and that included anyone who didn't fit his narrow definition of a model employee. My sister was crushed. This isn't what Mom and Dad built, she said one night, staring at an old company photo. They wanted this place to open doors, not slam them shut. So we built a case. Emails, recordings, witness statements. All of it. And then, 2 months later, she walked back into that building not as an employee, but as majority shareholder, ready to burn it all down if she had to. When we got to the front desk, the guard gave her a confused look and said he needed to call someone. A minute later, Linda herself strutted out, acting all high and mighty. There must be some confusion, she said with a fake smile. Former employees aren't allowed on the premises. My sister didn't blink. There is confusion, she said, but not on my part. Linda's smile tightened like a vice. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. I stepped forward, about to make things very clear, but my sister touched my arm. Calm, composed. I've been invited by the board, she said. But feel free to walk with us upstairs. We got in that boardroom, and the air changed. A few execs looked up and did a double take. Linda rushed over to whisper in the CFO's ear, pointing at us like we were trespassers. He just waved her off, and told everyone to take their seats. Linda gave her presentation full of inflated numbers and stolen credit. She even took ownership of a project my sister had designed from scratch, and the whole time she looked so proud of herself, until the board chair nodded toward us and said, "We have one more presentation today." My sister wheeled forward, connected her laptop, and calmly introduced herself. "My name is Elise Walker. My parents founded this company. I'm the majority shareholder. For the last year, I've been working among you under your leadership, Linda, to see how this company really operates." Linda turned ghost white. For 30 straight minutes, my sister laid it out: facts, evidence, patterns of abuse. She didn't yell, didn't accuse. She presented. And every time Linda tried to interrupt, my sister hit her with another receipt, another email, another HR complaint that went ignored. When she finished, she looked around the table and said, "This isn't about vengeance. It's about who we are and who we want to be." The room was silent. Then the board chair spoke up. "I think we need to move into closed session." "Linda, would you excuse us?" Linda stammered something about defamation and legal action. I leaned over and said, "By the way, ADA violations. Those lawsuits don't go away." 3 hours later, Linda was out, terminated for cause, no severance. My sister officially CEO. She didn't waste time. Hired a new HR director. Instituted company-wide training on accessibility and inclusion. Rehired the folks Linda had driven out, including the ADHD developer, who went on to lead a groundbreaking project that got us featured in a major tech magazine. 6 months later, productivity was up, not down. Employee retention skyrocketed. Our company, once known for a few good products, became a model of accessible innovation. And then one day, my sister called me into her office, grinning. "Look at this," she said, spinning her monitor around. It was a job application from Linda. "Should we have fun with it?" I asked, half joking. "Nope," she said, typing out a short rejection. "She's just not what we're looking for." No fanfare, no shade, just closure. She leaned back in her chair and smiled. Success is the best revenge. And yeah, she was right. Now, let me ask you, if you were in her shoes, would you have gone for the legal knockout right away, or played the long game like she did? Drop a comment, tell me what you think justice looks like in a world that still doesn't get it.